problems. That guy, he just has to touch you once.
Shit's going down.
He's so different than anybody else in the division. Like, he knocks everybody out. Everybody hits hard. They all hit hard.
But he putting
that
shit
fucking
down.
dude hits hard.
That Jake Paul can come 15, 20% in regards to Anthony Joshua. He's a completely different specimen. Look, you'll see what it looks like when they stand next to each other.
Joe Rogan reacted strongly to Anthony Joshua's intense new training regimen ahead of the rumored fight with Jake Paul. After seeing leaked footage of Joshua throwing explosive combinations and working with world-class coaches, Rogan called a former heavyweight champion terrifying and suggested that Paul might finally be facing a challenge he can't talk his way out of. With Joshua appearing sharper, faster, and more focused than he's been in years, Rogan predicts this fight could end quickly and brutally if Paul steps into the ring.
Need to get stronger.
The Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua matchup will be a fully sanctioned professional heavyweight bout under the marquee of Queensberry rules. The fight is set for 8 rounds, each lasting 3 minutes, with both fighters required to wear 10-ounce gloves. Joshua must weigh in at a maximum of 245 pounds, ensuring a fair and competitive contest. A victory or defeat will officially count on each boxer's professional record. This is the real deal.
Professional bout. This is going on people's records. AJ gotta take him serious because this isn't some exhibition. We're running out some judges to act like there's a decision and someone won. No, someone's gonna win, someone's gonna lose here. It's 8 rounds, 3-minute rounds. Again, heavyweight pro bout, 10-ounce gloves. AJ talking about breaking internets over faces. I think he meant to say breaking his face on the internet. Who knows? Maybe you can do both in the big 2025. But then you have the weight limit, 245 pounds, and people are automatically going to go, oh, God, here's the thing. Oh, here's the thing in the contract. No, stop all that. And I'm going to go on a rant in a second for all the people that thought this was fake, for all the people that thought that Jake wouldn't do this, for all the people that thought he was scared. I'm going to go on that rant in a second. But, okay, yes, 245 is a weird number because Jake has already fought at heavyweight. He fought Mike Tyson at 220-something. But again, I understand it a little bit. We're on short notice here. You don't want to have a Tyson Fury type situation, which AJ would never be 290 coming in here. But 260, 270, it starts to get out of the realm of possibility of, like, what are we doing here? Even though heavyweight has no limit,
Nisa Bidarian, CEO of Most Valuable Promotions MVP, and Jake Paul's lead promoter, told Sky Sports that the December 19 fight with Anthony Joshua is a major global event. She noted that while Joshua brings more experience to the ring, Paul's bold confidence could be a key factor. Bidarian described the matchup as symbolic and revealed that their team moved quickly to make it happen, compressing plans and negotiations into a short time frame. She also confirmed strict weight limits and professional fight conditions to ensure a serious, high-stakes showdown. According to Bidarian, this fight is far less a mismatch than Joshua's previous bout with Francis Ngannou. While Ngannou was a massive opponent, he lacked boxing experience, making that fight more one-sided. In contrast, Bidarian believes Paul has developed rapidly, gaining the skill and ring maturity to make the Joshua matchup genuinely competitive.
The weight, will there be a limit for Joshua?
So there's a lot of discussion around the weight. Joshua fought Usyk twice. Both of those times, Usyk was 221 pounds. Joshua was 240 to 245. When Jake fought Mike Tyson last year, 227 pounds. I expect Jake will come in anywhere between 225 and 230, and Anthony Joshua has a weight limit of 245 pounds.
There will be those, as you're aware, that will look at it and criticise this fight. There already have been, haven't there? They'll say it's a real mismatch. What would you say to them? Are we going to be watching sport at its purest?
I would say it's much less of a mismatch than what you saw with AJ and Francis Ngannou, who a massive man, but relatively no boxing experience. I would say it's much less of a mismatch than AJ's 9th or 10th fight against guys who've been knocked out 20 to 25 times. Given AJ's pedigree, Jake is built for this. Jake is built for the big moments. So do I think it's dangerous for Jake Paul? Absolutely. Do I think it's also dangerous for Anthony Joshua? 100%.
Many fight experts believe Jake Paul is taking a huge risk by facing Anthony Joshua. Former cruiserweight champion Lawrence Oakley warned that Joshua's size and power make the matchup a serious physical challenge for Paul. Meanwhile, two-time world champion David Benavidez stated bluntly that Paul is stepping into a dangerous situation given Joshua's elite-level experience.
I give 100% respect to Jake Paul, but that's a dangerous fight for him. He probably gets knocked out, and I'm not trying to be a hater. I'm not saying nothing bad, but Anthony Joshua is Anthony Joshua. You know, he's multiple-time champion, Olympic gold medalist. You know what I mean? The last time somebody stepped in the ring with him that didn't have that much boxing experience was Ngannou, and you've seen what happened to him. Yeah. But big respects to Jake Paul. It's gonna be a good card. You know what I mean? It's a big fight. And it's a good fight, man. I give 100% respect to Jake Paul for even taking that fight.
The Ring 4, November 22nd.
Carl Froch has questioned Anthony Joshua's decision to fight Jake Paul, suggesting that AJ may be prioritizing cash over legacy. Froch argues that having already earned a fortune and achieved championship glory, Joshua appears more motivated by money than by proving himself in the traditional boxing world. With his financial security in place, Froch believes Joshua has little left to accomplish in standard competition and is instead opting for a high-paying crossover bout.
Also, we've got to consider, is AJ cashing out? Well, I did say a year ago when he got splattered by Daniel Dubois that he's finished now. He won't get that confidence back. He's not had any confidence, in his head. No belief for a long time. And I don't think he can get back to world level. There's a couple of new young guns now coming up and coming through. It's like a changing of the guard. And when Usyk retires, I don't know what Daniel Dubois is going to do next, but I know what Daniel Dubois did to him. Then he went on and lost to Usyk. But there's a few new heavyweights coming through. Moses Atalma, just to mention one. And you wouldn't start putting AJ in with any of these young up-and-comers that can punch hard, because I just don't think he's got the chance, because the ambition and the desire is going to be gone. So AJ most definitely is cashing out, and you can't fault him. Fair play to him. He's going to get a massive payday, maximise his exit route by fighting fake.
Some boxing fans believe Jake Paul has a real shot at beating Anthony Joshua, putting their faith in his power. Though often labeled a YouTuber-turned-boxer, Paul has shown legitimate punching strength, landing big shots that have knocked down or stopped multiple opponents. Tyson Fury recently predicted that Paul could knock out Joshua, pointing to his increasing size and power at heavyweight. Paul has also claimed that Joshua's chin is vulnerable, suggesting that a clean, well-timed punch could end the fight quickly.
Do you think he can win, Jake Paul?
I think it's a possibility. No one is backing Jake Paul currently. You've seen him in the ring. You can see that he's got some knockout power. And I also believe people don't look at Joshua's last few fights. And I don't think it's going to be as big of a landslide as people feel. I feel like there's an overhand right that could easily land, and I wouldn't predict that Joshua's chin can last that. The problem is that all of the pressure's on Joshua at the moment. So Jake Paul, if he gets knocked out in 12 seconds, he should get knocked out. The problem is, as soon as Joshua starts taking damage, all of a sudden he's thinking, the world is watching me, I'm a professional fighter, and I'm getting beat off a YouTuber. All of the pressure is on Joshua, and that's a lot that can weigh on a man. You can't deny that Jake Paul has power. I think it's one of his only attributes. I think he's a very poor boxer, but what he does have is a weird technique where you don't know what
he's got power. How do we know he's got power?
He's knocked people out. Joshua has all of the world looking on him thinking you should walk him over. If it gets 2 rounds, 3 rounds inside, I think Joshua loses.
Many are framing this as a David versus Goliath matchup. Jake Paul, who rose to fame through social media and lighterweight boxing, is stepping into the ring with Anthony Joshua, a towering heavyweight with championship experience and a huge physical edge. Joshua's size, power, and pedigree make him the clear Goliath, while Paul, the underdog, is relying on his heart, determination, and grit to even the odds.
Can't judge Anthony Joshua for getting the bag, as the kids say, for going to wherever the fight's going to take place and taking $92 million for going up against Jake Paul, right? You can't give him for that. You can't judge him for that. But don't try and tell me that this is a real professional boxing contest. I'm saying my guess is that this will be an exhibition matchup. And if it is, it'll be one hell of a show. And I'll certainly tune in. And fair play to both men because they're making an absolute goddamn killing. But what is going on? Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua. It's a lose-lose for Joshua. It's a win-win for Jake Paul.
A key concern about Joshua facing Jake Paul is that he's only had 2 fights in the past 2 years. After losing a split decision to Alexander Usyk in 2022, Joshua's activity has been sporadic. He returned with wins over Robert Helenius in August 2023 and Otto Wallen in December 2023, followed by a knockout of Francis Ngannou in March 2024.
The problem for Anthony Joshua is his activity. He's only fought twice in 2 years, and one of them he got knocked out off Daniel Dubois. That was his last fight, and a lot of people say you can only judge a fighter's quality from their last fight. And then the fight before that was a win, but it was a win against Francis Ngannou. Francis Ngannou, if you know, he was the UFC heavyweight who's not a real boxer, and he only had 1 fight before that boxing fight, what he lost as well. So that's his activity in boxing. Now Jake Paul, on the other hand, looking at his box record, he's had 6 fights since 2023, and one of them was against Mike Tyson. But we all seen what happened in that fight. Mike Tyson was well past his prime. Where Anthony Joshua, on the other hand, is, but I'm not going to say he's coming into his prime because he had some great wins earlier on in his career before he lost to Usyk twice. And by the way, when he did lose to Usyk, the last one was a split decision. It was a pretty close fight. So now this fight is matched, and I just want to look at the tail of the tape. Now looking at the age difference, we've got 28 years old compared to 36 years old. So I guess the advantage there goes a little bit towards Jake Paul. 28-year-old is better than a 36-year-old, but that being said, we've got talking about experience and everything else, what comes with being 36 years old at Anthony Joshua's level. And then, like I mentioned, the heavyweights kind of seem to prime a little bit older. Now, come down to the height and the weight. This is the big one. 6'1" versus 6'6". 200 pounds versus 252 pounds. We got a 252 pounder in Anthony Joshua. The reach advantage is a lot, which we would expect. Amateur fights, we can see that Jake's only had 1, where AJ is at 43, but 43 of them are included at the highest level, Olympic level. And yes, he won the Olympic bloody gold medal, if I don't need to remind you. Now, in the pro record, Jake Paul has had 13 fights, lost 1. AJ has had 28 fights, and he's lost 4 with 25 KO.
David Hay has issued a stark warning about the upcoming Anthony Joshua versus Jake Paul fight, calling it a clear mismatch. Speaking to Sky News, the former heavyweight champion said Joshua could cause serious damage to Paul, raising concerns about the YouTuber's safety.
Is a big money fight, £100 million potentially. Are you confident it'll happen?
I wasn't confident when I first heard about it. It sounds like one of those fairy tale fights that people talk about but don't actually get over the line. I heard this 3-4 months ago. I just dismissed it. I heard it a week ago. I went along with it, but deep down I thought this isn't going to happen. And today it's been made official. Jake Paul is going to get in a ring in a boxing match, boxing gloves, to mix it with one of the most dangerous heavyweights on the planet. Someone who is Olympic gold medalist, won the heavyweight championship twice. Although he lost his last fight against a very good Daniel Dubois, he's a top 10 heavyweight on the planet versus internet sensation, someone who's a latecomer to boxing and has boxed at a very moderate level. I'm talking domestic level, and he lost to Tommy Fury, for instance. And Tommy Fury, who he lost to, versus Anthony Joshua, they're 2 completely different sports. So I commend Jake Paul for putting himself in harm's way, because boxing is a dangerous game. People have died in the ring. People have been seriously injured, maimed. And he believes in himself enough to do it on a massive scale, because it's not about the money. He's got enough money. This is him wanting to push the boundaries of reality. He's manifested an amazing life for himself. He's a superstar, and I think he wants to try and do the unthinkable. He wants to. It's an insane challenge he's put himself up for, but you've got to give him credit.
You say an insane challenge. You've described it before as Jake Paul being a cat versus Anthony Joshua's lion.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not equally matched on any sense, are they?
There's not one element of their boxing skill set that Jake Paul can come 15-20% in regards to Anthony Joshua. He's a completely different specimen. Look, you'll see what it looks like when they stand next to each other.
Anthony Joshua is taking a significant risk by agreeing to face Jake Paul, and many experts say it's not just about the fight itself, but a potential impact on his legacy. Former heavyweight Dave Allen warned that even taking a single punch from Paul could tarnish Joshua's achievements. Some critics argue this matchup is motivated purely by money. Eddie Hearn defended the decision, stating, "You can't eat legacy." Still, concerns are growing that Joshua could trade part of his respected reputation for a huge payday, and if things go wrong, he may be remembered more for the financial move than his boxing accomplishments.
A lot of boxing fans will think this is a massive stain on his career and a bit of an embarrassment. Now, you two have done it. I'm sure you would both fight Jake Paul tomorrow, wouldn't you?
Yeah, but we're both retired. And we'll be looking at it saying, still an easy fight because he can't box, he's useless. So it's risk reward, minimum risk, massive reward. So of course we'd fight Jamie.
No, but you say that, it's a big risk, Carl. Big risk.
I'm not having that.
Big risk. If you don't go and annihilate him in the first 30 seconds,
it's fixed.
Can you right, it's fixed. Oh, he's pulling him round.
Yeah.
He's talking about me fighting him though. So would you think that was fixed if I didn't go and annihilate him? 11 years retired. I think that's the point George makes. He always does a little dig and says,
no, but
say
you go out there and it's a tough fight for you. You can say, well, what would you expect? I haven't boxed for 11 years. But then it's like, it's hard, isn't it? It's hard. Do you want that?
Nobody thinks any less.
You've got the best ending.
Yeah, I've got
your career.
Definitely. So, nobody thinks any less of Mike Tyson because he lost to Jake Paul.
He was 58 years old.
Yeah, exactly. So
he's in hospital a week before.
I've been retired 11 years, and I'd still go in there, in my opinion, and whoop him. I don't think it'd be hard at all. So listen, he won't fight me. He's pretending he don't know who I am now, for a start. So he's still.
How can he not know who you are?
Froch means business. How can he not know?
Many boxing experts and fans are starting to think Anthony Joshua may be stepping into the ring as the best version of himself. Despite career setbacks, including 2 losses to Alexander Usyk, Joshua has shown remarkable resilience, returning stronger with each fight. Observers have noticed a new aura around him in recent months. He appears calmer, more focused, and more determined than ever.
Got what it takes. But then sports is so psychological. Combat is so psychological. And I think the ups and downs of AJ's career have come because of the ups and downs of the psychology, you know? When AJ's on mentally, he's a different guy, man. I mean, I can remember early in his career just being this destroyer and just having this utter mean streak in there, and it would just come out of him when he would fight. And you could just see it. He had that it factor, and he was so popular. I mean, and then I remember being at the Ruiz fight at the Garden, and he gets hit with like this grazing shot. Never recovers, and he's gone. And this is after I watched him knock out Klitschko at Wembley, getting up off the canvas in front of a crazy crowd. So I'm like, I'm leaving the Garden then, and I'm like, what happened to this guy? What you know?
Anthony Joshua's choice to fight Jake Paul is a high-stakes gamble, both in terms of physical risk and his reputation.
A lot of people have said, well, if he doesn't knock him out the way in which he knocked out Francis Ngannou, he's a sham, this is a sham, this is all rigged. A lot of people said if Jake wins, this is a sham, this is rigged. A lot of people said if he goes the distance with Jake, this is a sham, this is all rigged. Some people are saying even before it was finalized, Gareth on our show, although he folded quite quickly when he was face-to-face with Eddie at the open workouts. I saw that on IFL TV, I do believe, saying that his legacy is already in question as a result of taking this fight. Now, I'm surprised that people like Gareth say this. Look, this may not be your cup of tea. You can say, I want to see Anthony Joshua fight other heavyweights. I want to see him fight the likes of, Joseph Parker. I want to see him fight Marvin McCauley. I want to see him fight Kabayel. I want to see him fight Zhilei Zhang. I want to see him fight Hrgovic.
What's your take? Is Joshua making a smart move chasing the payday? Or is he putting his legacy on the line? Share your thoughts in the comment below.